My husband is leaving me for his ex-worker. What do? I am 28 female. My husband is 31 male. I've never made a post on here, but this is too embarrassing to tell anyone I know. So I am sorry if this is jumbled or doesn't follow the rules. My life is falling apart. My husband likes DDLG. I don't, but I love him. I felt sick every time I would try and be a little girl for him, but he kept telling me how unfulfilled he was, so I let him go to A's ex-worker. Maybe this was wrong on my part and I am at fault, but I just wanted him to be happy. He tells me that he feels closer with her now. He feels connected. He feels like she needs him as her daddy. He has 2 kids who actually need him and he doesn't fucking care. I told him this ex-worker doesn't love him. It's her job and he says she does. What do? I can't tell anyone this and I feel like I am shutting down. Will he wake up and realize how stupid this is? If it was up to me, I'd let him ducking go, but our kids need him. I agree with all the posts here telling OP to divorce him. He's disrespectful and doesn't value his family. The kids will be fine growing up with divorced parents and a happy mom. But OP, please stay strong. This feels like one of those scenarios where he'll come begging to come back when things don't turn out the way he expects, whether that is financial or if this ex-worker ends up rejecting him. Think long and hard. Don't take him back. He has proven to be selfish and self-serving, not good husband material. First off, I am so sorry you're going through that. The bottom line is, if he doesn't seem to care about the needs of his actual children, perhaps they may be better off without being exposed to the kind of parenting that he is able to give them. You can't force him to want to do right by them or understand that their needs should always be the priority. Maybe he'll understand it in time, maybe not. Right now it sounds like you are all better off without that negative and dysfunctional dynamic. You can live your life and maybe meet someone else who will be the kind of partner and role model you the kids deserve. If he does wake up and say that he will stay, would you really ever see him in the same light again? He has chosen his own needs and fantasy over his family. Whether he finds out it is just a job, she loves him but has other clients and he is okay with that. None of it will stop the hurt that he has given you. So decide for yourself. What do you want? What kind of life for you and your children? One with a parent who is checked out but staying as his dreams fell apart and has already said he doesn't care? Or you find a path with you and them and potentially a partner who actually has empathy and compassion for other people and who doesn't put a soul need above everything in his life. Oh my god, so many questions. 1. What does he plan exactly to happen? That you and the kids leave and he move this ex-worker in? 2. Is he just wanting to be with this ex-worker for the age play? 3. Is he wanting it be a 24/7 role between him and her? 4. Is he expecting her to quit her job and just take care of his needs? 5. Is he still going to pay? I would be willing to bet the husband does not know the answer to any of these questions either. He is living in a fantasy which will come crashing down on him. He should cut him loose to minimize the fallout for herself and her children. Let him. It'll be painful for a while, but you're better off, and he's in for a miserable life, so no need to behave as a woman scorned and seek vengeance. His life will crumble to ash as a result of his own selfishness. No need to risk burning yourself. Your kids don't need someone who obviously cares so little for them. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off and get full custody in a badly needed divorce. Take a deep breath and realize he's saving you from having to deal with his dumbass for the rest of your life. If anything, you should thank him for doing you the favor. Then use the child support money to hire babysitters so you can go ride the dick carousel for a while yourself. Let's get it straight. He bullied you into his fantasy, and when you didn't like it, he bullied you into agreeing for him to see his ex-worker. Then he decided he is leaving you and your kids for said ex-worker, and you are asking us how you can make him stay. What I see is a woman who was treated badly and forgot how to respect herself. Please do what is good for you and the kids, and I assure you, being with someone who doesn't respect you is not good for you or the kids. Your husband is quite a selfish individual. People may feel strongly about their kinks, but many people have kinks they don't share with their partners. You don't have to act on a kink even if you have a desire to. He doesn't have a right to abandon you and your kids so he can play pretend caretaker for someone he pays to have interaction with. Lawyer up. Go for full custody. Don't look back. You can't force him to be there for your kids. His kink is walking the thin pedo line. Anyways, you deserve someone who is satisfied with who you are, not someone who wants to play make-believe he's having sex with a kid. It's fucking gross. What are you going to do? Wait for his breadcrumbs? Or just move on and take care of the kids he doesn't? Divorce his ass. Take his money and let him go. He will realize later that she's just doing her job and only wants his money. Once he doesn't have it, she will dump him, so just divorce him. I am so sorry. I have no advice. I just hurt inside when I read it. I am sorry. I am sorry for you, him, the kids, this ex-worker. What a mess. Life. Ugh. Let him go. I am sorry you're going through this, but your DH has some serious issues that you're better off away from, as are your children. Your children do not need to be exposed to someone who has allowed his azul fantasies to get to the point that they have now completely taken over his life, and he now wants to live them 24/7 instead of having healthy relationships. Whose search for fulfillment is more important to him than his own children or his marriage, and who needs an abnormal dynamic within his relationships in order to feel this fulfillment. Please let him go. This whole situation is completely dysfunctional and your children need to be removed from it for their own sake. I am so sorry, OP. This sounds like an absolutely horrendous situation. However, I just wanted to say, if he's willing to drop his children for someone who lets him play DDLG, the kids are probably better off without him. Let him tell the kids to their faces that he's leaving. Let him hold their pain and grief. This isn't your job. Don't let him cower out of this like he has your partnership. You deserve better, and so do your children. Don't settle for anything this sack of shit person has to offer you at this stage. See a lawyer stat tomorrow. First consult is usually free. Get the rundown on how much child support you can expect to receive, division of assets and property, figure out whether you will be liable for any child support being paid to him, how you want to handle custody, etc. If you are not in a good place financially, apply for food stamps and Medicaid. Don't wait, start your exit plan at once. As A's ex-worker, your husband is a working girl's dream. Leave him to it. It's only until someone with more money comes along. Even better, wait till she leaves him and then tell everyone. He will have more to be embarrassed about. I am going to speak bluntly here. I am a lawyer and this is advice you need to hear. You need to switch mindsets from poor me, he doesn't love me anymore, to I need to protect myself and my kids. Feeling sorry for yourself is going to get in the way of making smart decisions and making them quickly. You don't want your spouse making these moves first or destroying evidence that can help you. You should start talking to lawyers ASAP. Don't tell him you are doing this. Talk to all the best lawyers in your area. When you talk to a lawyer, it means the husband cannot hire that lawyer BC. They will be conflicted and you need to hire a lawyer. Collect all evidence of your husband's azul activities, texts, emails, internet search histories, credit card statements, cash withdrawals, calendar entries. Don't tell him you are doing this. Make copies and store them securely. Don't talk about the impending divorce or what steps you are taking with anyone except your lawyer and therapist. Your communication with them is protected and confidential, but with other people it is not. Don't leave the family home unless you are in danger. Possession is September 10th of the law. Whoever stays in the home usually gets it. Good luck. ETA to all the people mad about you as conflict of interest rules. I didn't create those rules. A P should obviously hire their own lawyer, and they should interview multiple lawyers before making a choice, just as anyone would interview multiple professional service providers before signing a contract for services. This dude fantasizes about being in a relationship with little girls and you still want him. You want a man like that helping to raise your kids. You want a man who's willing to leave his family over pedophilic XL fantasies. I really don't want to come off as rude because you're going through some pretty serious heartbreak and confusion right now, but why you want a man like this in the lives of your children is beyond me. People can have their kinks and fantasies, including gross ones like DDLG. Yes, I am kink shaming, but this is one of the kinks that should not be even present in a household with children, and the fact that his kink is so intense that he would actually leave you and his own children for it is horrific. I can assure you, your kids need a stable parent that doesn't fantasize about sleeping with little girls, and your husband doesn't sound like one of them. He's more interested in being a daddy instead of a dad, so let him go. No, don't just let him go. Kick his ass out. You are hoping he decides to value his wife and kids more than this ex-worker that's being paid to indulge whatever he wants. That is unlikely. His kink is such that it actually makes you sick. He wants to run off with A's ex-worker. You need to be focusing on a good lawyer so you are protecting your kids. I am so sorry this is happening. Are you sure that she's A's ex-worker? He might just as well gone in fat life to find himself an actual LG, which could explain why now he's in a situation where he can proceed with a relationship with her. Your husband sounds like an idiot though, who is very selfish, self-centered and lacks empathy. Would you really still want to try to save this marriage? He is massively failing you and his kids. From your POV, it is stupid. However, from his POV is not. You can't force someone to stay married to you. Be brave, wake up from the wedding promise of today I learn death do us part. Protect yourself, protect your children. The point to take away here is, you were never compatible and you never will be. If he went to A's ex-worker, that's enough of an incompatibility that your relationship wasn't going to work from the start. Make sure you get full custody of the kids. This may sound mean and rude, but at least you now know that he doesn't care about you or his kids, so you can finally drop his ass and move on and just do you until someone better comes along, or even stay single if you're happy that way. Just let him go. In the meantime, get ready for a divorce. Get a good lawyer and make sure to secure yourself and your children. Do not let him get an inkling of your impending divorce. He will learn his lesson when it is too late. If the only form of being needed as a parental figure that he wants to prioritize is the one in which the person he's treating as a child ducks him, you really don't want him to stick around for the sake of your kids. Kink is fine when everyone involved is happy and it's not disrupting your real life. Harming and abandoning actual children in favor of playing sex games about being a dad is not normal kink. Square away your legal situation and get him the heck away from your family. Holy shit, please keep this man away from your children. He is conditioning himself to have orgasms to the thought of incest and pedophilia. He is getting off on the idea of ducking a child who calls him daddy. Please protect your children from this man. The time for divorce was when he made it clear his kink was his priority, which is when he started seeing A's ex-worker. Since then you've just been wasting your time. Please respect yourself and go through with this divorce and never give him another chance. When he comes back, because he will definitely come back, don't take him back. He made his choice and it wasn't you. Don't let him turn you into his consolation prize. Odds are, this ex-worker isn't interested in him. He's a client. Out of all the clients she must have, I doubt he's anything special to her. He's just a part of her job. She will most likely reject him when he goes to her, and he will try to crawl his way back to you. Don't let him. Start telling people, I am perfectly serious. Not only do you need a support network to get you through this, but your husband is in a pit of fog with this addiction, and only secrecy makes this delusion possible. I don't say that you should do this as a way to make him come back to you or to shame him. I say this as a way to help you through this betrayal and to rescue a little bit of his sanity before this goes too far. He's still your kid's dad no matter what choice you make. You need to round up the nearest and dearest for an intervention. People whose opinion he'll respect, and ask him to stop and seek some therapy. I certainly wouldn't even try to stay with him without those measures. Your kids will also have noticed that dad has been off, as well as your own grief, and they will blame themselves. You need to tell them an age-appropriate, non-insulting and calm version, but it has to be the truth. Dad is paying for someone to be his girlfriend and you find it heartbreaking because just like them you still love dad. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Pick your chin up. Your kids do not need him. He's a terrible example for kids of any gender. Having a fetish is one thing. Destroying your role within a family in pursuit of that fetish without thinking twice about it. Terrible. And honestly, DDLG is an incredibly coercive and problematic attraction to have. There are probably some people who handle it well and understand how to treat their adult partners, but it seems especially indicative of deeper issues as kink goes. I need my partner to pretend to be underage and helpless. The duck. Where is that message really coming from? You know that the short answer is, let the bastard leave. I am sorry you have to go through this. It must be really terrible, but it sounds like you have a lot of love for your kids and still more love to offer a new partner who's the right person one day. You lure up, get full custody, make sure to document the leaving you for A's ex-worker with whom he acted out fantasies about children. Part of all this, a good amount of child support. Process it with a therapist and move on eventually. There's not really any other option. Would you want to stay in this marriage knowing this was a choice he wanted to make? Sorry honey, but you're the stupid one. Snap out of it and get a divorce for the sake of yourself and kids. For the love of God, have self-respect and be strong for your kids. Let him go out the door, shut it, and do no open when he comes back.